A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a dramatic escalation of tensions between the United States and Venezuela, an oil tanker seized by American forces off the Venezuelan coast is set to be brought to a U.S. port. The White House confirmed this action on Thursday, marking a significant development in the ongoing conflict between the two nations. The seizure was executed during a helicopter raid targeting assets linked to Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro's government, indicating a bold move by the U.S. administration. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem stated that the operation aimed to push back against the Maduro regime, which the U.S. has accused of narcotics trafficking and other illicit activities. The operation has raised concerns of potential open conflict, with the U.S. increasing its military presence in the region as part of a broader strategy to pressure Maduro's government. This latest incident follows months of naval buildup by the Trump administration, which has included strikes on vessels allegedly involved in drug trafficking. Reports suggest that the tanker was en route to Cuba, another nation that has strained relations with the U.S. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt emphasized that the U.S. intends to seize the oil aboard the tanker, stating, "We're not going to stand by and watch sanctioned vessels sail the seas with black market oil, the proceeds of which will fuel narco-terrorism of rogue and illegitimate regimes around the world." This statement underscores the U.S.'s commitment to combating what it perceives as threats from Maduro's government. The Venezuelan government has vehemently condemned the seizure, labeling it an act of international piracy. Maduro himself described the operation as a kidnapping of the crew and a theft of the ship, declaring that Venezuela will take measures to ensure the safety of its maritime operations. His administration has consistently accused the U.S. of attempting to orchestrate regime change in Venezuela, claiming that the U.S.'s actions are motivated by a desire to control the country's vast oil reserves. In the wake of the tanker seizure, international leaders have expressed concern about the escalating tensions. UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres called for restraint from all parties involved, urging them to avoid actions that could further destabilize the region. The situation remains precarious as both nations continue to engage in a war of words and military posturing. The tanker in question, previously known as Skipper, has a history of attempting to evade detection by changing names and flags, making it a target for U.S. authorities. The vessel has been linked to illicit oil trading, including shipments from sanctioned countries like Iran. U.S. officials reported that the tanker had been operating under the radar for years, utilizing methods like spoofing to disguise its true location and activities. As the U.S. intensifies its efforts against Maduro's government, questions arise about the legality of such military actions. Critics, including Senate Judiciary Committee member Dick Durbin, have raised concerns about the lack of congressional approval for what could be seen as acts of war. Durbin cautioned that any military intervention must have the backing of the American people, suggesting that the current administration's actions could lead to unintended consequences. The Trump administration has accused Maduro of leading a cartel of the suns, a term used to describe high-ranking Venezuelan officials allegedly involved in drug trafficking. The U.S. has offered a $50 million reward for information leading to Maduro's capture, further escalating the stakes in this geopolitical standoff. As the situation develops, analysts are closely monitoring the implications of the U.S.'s military actions in the region. The seizure of the Skipper sends a strong message to other vessels engaged in similar activities, indicating that the U.S. Navy will not hesitate to intervene in cases of suspected illicit operations. With multiple sanctioned tankers reportedly operating off the Venezuelan coast, the potential for further confrontations remains high. In conclusion, the seizure of the Venezuelan oil tanker marks a significant turning point in U.S.-Venezuela relations. As both nations brace for potential fallout from this incident, the international community watches closely, hoping for a peaceful resolution to the escalating tensions. The coming days may prove critical in determining the future of U.S. involvement in Venezuela and the broader implications for regional stability. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.